Hey, look out, get out of the way, please. Damn it.
Most men are violent. Most men are afraid to admit it. Or maybe they're ashamed to admit it. But most men are violent. Most of our lives are based around violence. We try to repress that same violence a great deal. We say that we're civilized. But we look around at some of the things that men do. We have to realize that we're not civilized at all. I do possess the capacity for extreme violence, for instance. If circumstances were such where it was either me or the other guy out there on the street in a confrontation as officer to, let's say, perpetrator, something like that, he'd have to go.
I feel that I'm quite fortunate because I have a husband that loves me. I have kids that I know that care for me and concerned about me. It makes me quite happy to know that if I'm on the Long Island Railroad and the trains are delayed for one reason or other, my family become concerned. And I feel that I could thank God because I'm very happy. And if I had it to do all over again, I would do it the same way. I wouldn't change a thing.
We've known each other 22 years. We've been married 18 of those 22 years. And my love for her, right, has not diminished. If anything, it's gotten stronger. However, right?
I'm Paul Wilkes, and this is the George family. As a family, they live in a quiet, middle-class, integrated neighborhood in Queens, New York. It's called Laurelton. Bob is a policeman, and he's assigned to one of the poorest parts of Brooklyn, a neighborhood called Bedford-Stuyvesant. Peggy works for a major insurance company in still another New York, in a skyscraper on Park Avenue. We've made a film about their lives, but now we're doing something quite different with it. We invited the George family to view the film with us. Their reactions, recorded by our cameras, form an integral part of the program you will see.
News time is 6:02. Going to be another warm day today. The weatherman says sunny and hot, the high in the 90s. Tonight, fair and mild, the low between 70 and 75. Tomorrow, hot again, the high between 90 and 95. In New York, 72 degrees. The humidity is 63%. The wind out of the southeast at 8 miles. All the major approaches, GW Bridge, are heavy. Those stalled tractor-trailer trucks on the Gowanus Expressway and on the southbound major D.
Hey, you want to finish this up?
Peggy and I hardly ever get to have breakfast together. 2 days out of 3, I'm on nights, but Peggy's job has normal working hours.
Don't forget to lock the door.
My shifts rotate, so when I'm on days, I take Peggy to the train.
Say your court's getting ridiculous. It's worse enough. Tell you one thing, when you're in an air conditioner unit, this is too much.
Man in the back, have a seat. Hold it down, Marty. Okay, hold it down. Ward, Powers, you have the 1335 ring, 19 meal. George. Here. Owens. Here. Sector Henry, 1535, the 10 ring, 630 meal.
Now, if someone walks up to you, stops you because they've had an accident, once it's reported to you, a license exchange is not valid. You must make out an accident report. Once again, they're worried about corruption. They're afraid that we might have taken $5 not to make out the accident report.
There's no policy number, there's no agency here. No name, it's unidentified, but they have two amounts. See, two different types of cases. Now, the other one, she says I can issue on the other one and the other one.
Well, you can.
But on the other two, she says you better ask.
That's all you had?
That's all I had. See, I didn't want to do anything on the other two until I found out what I had to do with the others. Okay, but I can do it. Okay.
Hold your hand up. Now just turn it to me. I want to see how deep you put it. Right here? Yeah. Put the bandage on and keep pressure on it. Now, how did the knife come into play?
The knife came into play by the one in the red. Right. The one in the red came after me with a knife. The one in the blue shirt ran in the back and got the gun again. Ran in the back and got the gun again.
Like a trail of cigarettes leading up there. Again. And they said they're going to break it again. This from the conclusion we got that they're breaking.
There was a change as far as this cover sheet, but the numbers stayed the same.
Right.
Yes, but I wonder.
But now.
No.
See, actually, the change probably went through, but tape isn't changed anymore. What about the 6-4?
Let's get it together, brother. Let's get it together. Come on. Let's go inside. Let's go. Sit down over here. Sit down. Sit down. Sit over here. Come on. Come on. Just relax. Just relax. Sit down. Sit down.
You could be, well, let's
1 month, and you could be a 20-year veteran, and you could really, you know, get hurt pretty bad on the job.
Don't tell me that there's nobody. All right, so you trying to cause trouble, right? See what you trying to start?
Okay, let me have him by myself. Let me have this man here.
That's it right there. He don't live here. He want to start some trouble. He don't live here. But let's come on, y'all, let's go in the house because this man do not live here. He do not live here.
This is something that come out here every time I show me.
I have 12-3-7. 12-3. Good night. Good night.
Don't put a rush on that bus.
Try to take it easy. Stay with it.
How you feel now? How you feel? Huh? A little better? Feel a little better? All right, get the chair. Let's get him out of here. All right, somebody, officer, you want to give us a hand? You got it. Turn it right on. Hey. Yeah, I would like to say,
Right now, if we see each other, I'd say 10 hours out of a whole week, we're doing good. Because I'm leaving, he's coming in. It's this thing of leaving notes and trying to get a call in at lunchtime, or you're trying to get a call in at your mealtime. And I miss not being able to sit down and talk to you, say when I come home from work, or you come home from work in the evening hours, or on Saturday or Sunday, just sit around and talk like we used to do.
Like it was in the beginning.
Right.
I'd like to see this again. I think that was some of the best times of our lives, because of the fact that it was just us.
It was just the two of us, and we only had the two of us to worry about.
I'd like to see that again.
Peggy, I'm interested about your working. What does it mean to you?
It means a little extra things in the house that we want that we don't have to wait for. In other words, if I see something, I say, well, I like that couch, or I like that chair. I don't have to wait for it.
Why did you decide to go back to work?
I decided to go back to work because the kids were in school all day. They didn't require my constant supervision anymore. They had their own set of friends. They were taking off this place and that place. And I found myself alone most of the time. Everyone would come home and they would talk about the activities of the day, and I had nothing to talk about. I was very dull, and I didn't like it. And I'm not a type of person that makes friends very easily. I found myself in the house all the time, and it became very boring, and I became quite depressed over it.
Yeah, I can remember
quite depressed. I used to have periods of just crying. I mean, nothing physically wrong with me, but just crying for no apparent reason at all. And it was the depression that was getting to me. And that's when I went back to work. It became a challenge then. Doing something, and not only money, but being able to accomplish something, and just to see for myself if I could do it.
Bobby, would you want your son Derek to be a policeman?
Derek, yes. I'd like to see him be in the military.
I wouldn't.
You would not?
No, I would not. I would not. Because worrying about one coming home every night, you'd have to worry about two making it home every night. I don't think I could take it.
I don't know about becoming a policeman. Gotta go out in the street every day and wonder if you're gonna come back.
You're afraid?
Yep.
Peggy, you're afraid too, aren't you, for Bobby? I
Yes,
sense
I
that.
am. When the phone rings and he's at work, you're a little frightened to answer it sometimes because you don't know what it's going to be.
It's something you live with every day,
You learn to
don't
live
you?
with it. You learn to live with it.
Oh, boy. Oh, God.
Her name is Mary.
Deborah right there, right? Look at Derek. Wasn't he perfect? You know that call, Bob? Yeah, I sure do, Eddie. Derek, get back in.
Hey, look at you. I wish they were that age now.
Yeah?
Yeah. They're so cuddly and, you know, like you could hold them and you could kiss them and they wouldn't, you know, like now you try to kiss them and they beat you off, you know, when they were smaller. They were so cuddly.
Look at same haircut, same clothes, same walk, same left hand on the hip, same everything left hand on the hip, right? Everything. Nothing changes.
If I met a man like my father, I think I have. I really have sometimes. I think that's the type of man I like, you know, something like my father, but not in every sense or in every way he is, but his sense of humor and his ways. So yeah, that's what I like, you know. But I think most of the guys that I'm attracted to are like some parts, some way like my father. I would never marry a police officer either. It's really hard to, like, every day, or like you're going somewhere, or you want to go to a party, or you want to go out. It's kind of like restricted because things are so bad out in the street. And he wanted to see us have a good time, but how should I say, I guess he don't want to see nothing happen to us, but he's holding kind of strong on us, keeping us kind of close or tight.
I think he's a little suspicious of everybody. I think it could be due to his job. He always wasn't like that. He was more relaxed around people. But I think due to his job, I have noticed that change in him, that he's suspicious of everybody. In other words, you're a suspect first.
Certain boys, you know, I bring home, or I want my father to meet, he'll look him over, up and down. He'll give him the third degree. Or where you're from, or you live out here, or how long you lived here, or where your parents are from, this and that. And sometimes I get embarrassed. I get so embarrassed. I don't know if all fathers do this or not. But if they don't, I wish like he would, wish he would be like maybe an ordinary father, like just let everything lie. If I came home and told my mother I was pregnant, well, we talked about that before. She'd sit down and talk to us. She'll talk to us.
My mommy.
And that was really one of the topics we really talk about, because like we get to that age and you never know what might happen. So she said that she would talk to us and ask us, you know, what we like to have, like, we want the baby or you want to have an abortion. And it would really be up to us. But I think if we would keep the baby, she said she would help us out as much as she could. She probably quit her job so we could continue school. Well, they had told me, like, when they were younger, that their mother and father couldn't talk about sex. So, like, sex was like a dirty word. You couldn't talk about it. It was like a no-no in the house. And, like, she said, like, she always was, like, trying to be different from her parents. And bring us stricter than they are now. They want to bring us up a little different from where they brought, you know, them up. And so, sex is an open conversation in our house.
We have tried to raise them to relate to us. Whatever the subject, whatever the conversation may be, you tell us about it. My father, he didn't think much of giving kids a voice and things. As far as he was concerned, he was always brought up to believe that kids were seen and not heard.
My father was very, very strict. If my parents said, do something, you never questioned it. If my parents wanted you to do anything, whether it was go to the store or do anything, they would ask you, well, sister or Bob, would you do such and such a thing for me? And there's only one answer you can give, and that's yes. If you say no, you know, you would get a whack across the mouth, whatever it was, you still had to do it. And my father was the type of person, we did fear him. We loved him, but we were also afraid.
Very much so.
Very much so.
Well, Gary.
Hey, hang on there, Monty.
Long time no see.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thanks.
Long time no see. I saw you a couple weeks ago. How are you? All right. You want to kiss me too? Say what? You don't say what? You know the field of me.
Daddy drove interstate tractor trailers all during World War II. He didn't have much time even just to relax around the house because he might come home, let's say, on a Thursday morning. Thursday night he was back on the road again. He might be going as much as a week at a time.
Here's another one to remember.
You mean the time
You wanted to take me apart?
Oh, yeah, the time you put them 13s up my face?
That one have to get to. I put 13s in my face because my father decks me. The head goes down, the feet raise automatically. He says I'm trying to kick him. No, I was trying to keep from breaking my back when I fell. You know what I mean? Exaggeration. Daddy was great for this. Puts you flat. Your back flat against the wall and say, stand there while I punch in your face. Any normal kid is gonna move, right? You're going like this, bang, he smashes the wall, he says, oh, okay, because he missed, right? You know why we're here today? Because it's the same thing. We were taught survival at a very early age.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when you turn around, you come home from work and you start decking us too, and you can hit almost as hard as Daddy could. We all wound up on looking at stars. Why us, right? How about Daddy and his radar machine?
Children I raised.
Yeah, well, that's like my father. Look how bad we were.
Well, what do you expect?
I honestly believe if children were raised a little more stricter today, we wouldn't have all the crime we have today. That's right. I don't believe so. Right. I honestly do not believe so. All our discipline begins in the home. That's where we learn our first basic training is in the home. Family, raising. And which people don't do today. They haven't been doing it in years. And this is why we have so much crime. This is my belief. We had to live on a weekly paycheck of $7 a week. 7 and the family. And I still today, I don't know how we ever survived. But I give my wife credit. She was the one that kept the purse strings together. Sometimes I get so disgusted you want to give up. But one thing I always realize, see, these children that asked to be brought in this world. I and my wife were responsible for these children being in this world. And if I could, I would stick with the family. I never quit. We've been married 47 years, and I'm still here yet.
Dad can be severe. At least, when we were growing up, we were small, when he wanted to be about the situation, but he had a little time for self-pity.
Well, I was strict, fair, but strict.
If I hadn't had the type of parents that I do have, who's to say, which direction in life I might have taken?
Your daughter was talking about the suspicious father she has. You buried your head in your hands. What about it, Bobby? Are you this... How do you feel about being called a suspicious father?
I think they're absolutely right. I am suspicious.
Debbie, what about you? In the film, it really sounds like it holds you down a little bit, Debbie. Do you have that feeling that his suspicion kind of does that?
Well, I did. I do. That it holds us down. It seems like we kind of trapped, or we like in a room where you can't get out. But he's changing a lot. Everything is changing. So now I'm getting out the room and I'm out in the hallways now. I'm getting out the door now.
In the hallway. You're in the hallway, but you haven't gone out the front door?
I'm getting there, but not quite.
That's a great way to put it. I'd like to talk about what Debbie and Karen were talking about when they were walking on the road. They mentioned that they could be more open with you folks about sex, that could be discussed. Now, has it been discussed in the home, and to what degree?
Well, we have discussed sex in the home from their first question when they were very little. And I never believed in telling the kids a lie about it. Nothing was held back. And to this day, we still talk about it. Anything they want to talk about, we'll talk about it.
What about premarital sex? Is that ever...
Oh, yes.
Okay. And what is your...
Well, I don't like it. I personally don't like it. But if it should happen, I'm sure they wouldn't run home and tell me. But if, let's say, one of them became pregnant because of it, we would talk about it. I wouldn't throw them out of the house or anything like that. I don't think I would do that. But I would try and find out, why did it happen? Why? Because I feel the main reason that we have such open discussions is to prevent this type of a thing.
This is a hypothetical question, but what if they wanted to, for instance, go on birth control pills? Would you help them to do that, say they were having a steady relationship with a young man?
No, I would not. No, I would not, because I would be in a sense saying, well, go ahead. Everything is open. Have your fun. No, I would not.
They are living under their parents' rule. In a sense, under their parents' viewpoints, respect those viewpoints. If there comes a time in their life where they want to go on birth control pills, or they want a steady relationship, or they want to, engage in premarital sex, fine. But make sure they are, first of all, of age, legal age, and basically it's not in their home. Mm-hmm. Because I wouldn't like it. My wife doesn't like it. Mm-hmm. And it is our home.
In this segment, the George family spends a weekend at a resort in the Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania with Bob's cousins Eddie and May. The resort caters exclusively to black families, who often were refused lodging elsewhere.
Hi, folks. How you doing? How's everything? What's doing, eh? All set for the trip? Yeah. Hi, Jeffrey. How are you? Okay.
Wow. So you have to
It's
go
kind of
forward.
warm out there, you know?
I have some food. We can grab a bite to eat, before we get ready to go.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Listen, how about a beer? Anybody interested in beer?
That sounds good to me.
When you get through, let me see that picture a minute. Let's see here in the back end. I'll tell you one thing, it's
This
a
is a very
beautiful
nice
scene.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
I like that.
This is my spot. I
Kind
intend
of,
to lie right there.
Hey,
Did you see that? We have 49. What was that?
What was that, 49?
49 to what do you have? How many points do you have, Eddie?
Don't we have 49?
No, we have 49.
The fact that it is a black resort, being that I'm in a strange town for the first time, gave me somewhat more, psychological comfort. In other words, not knowing whether you're going to run into hassle, rejection, or an attempt at a rejection, or something like that, whether you're going to have to battle your way in the joint or something of that nature.
In today's paper, I was reading a story about 3 salesmen. They happened to be black up in Boston. These 3 salesmen happened to stop at a white neighborhood to park their car because it was available space and it was near the beach that they were going to. Now, they were only going to the beach for a little bit of relaxation. According to this article, they were chased from the beach by a group of whites. They were trying to make it back to their car. The car was locked. Naturally, you don't have time to look for keys to get in, so they went in different directions. One of them was beaten very badly with sticks and pipes. And we're relating going into a new area and not being aware of this type of a thing. You could get murdered. I don't know. I'm sorry.
She about to get me. She about to get me, man. No. Yeah, sure.
The first time I ever experienced racial prejudice on a personal basis, we had come back from a weekend pass, all young Marines going back to the base. We stopped in this little trucker's diner. We're waiting for our order. Nobody else gets waited on except us. We're waiting, right? Finally, one of the guys in the group, calls the waitress over and says, hey, how about our orders, such and that? She takes all the orders. Now, I'm last in line, let's say on the immediate left, right, far left, I'm sitting in. And she takes everybody's order, and somebody asks, well, what about me? And our reply was, we don't serve niggers here. That was the first time I've ever felt racial prejudice to the point where it cut so deep. It was a combination of, perhaps fright, rage, shame. I didn't know how the hell to react. I hear kids, black youth in the street, wait a baby, we're gonna get the guns and we're gonna burn down Fulton Street. Sure, they burn down Fulton Street. Then where do they go to shop? It's not Fifth Avenue, is it? It's not Park Avenue. They have no place to go. The power structure in this country is so well established and so strong that unless you work from within, you won't change it. You won't change it by force of violence because the system, or they in the system, the powers that be in the system won't let you. Do I ever feel as though I've been a sellout? The answer is no. So I don't see me selling out at all. What I did do, I feel, is benefit not only myself, but hopefully others by influencing them to do the same thing. I don't sit here and say that there has never been a time when white cops, per se, have not overreacted. They have not kicked men's ass.
As a child, I have memories
Eddie,
of what cops did. You just don't erase these things.
Wait a minute, Eddie, suppose I told you since being a cop, I've seen white cops hurt because they underreact.
No, I'm not saying that every white cop hates, go around beating up little black kids. I don't like that little black one. I'm not saying every white cop does that. But they don't know black people, or they don't know Puerto Rican people, So, first thing they see, they might see some guy throw a bottle at another guy, right? It's not lawful, so he might kick him once. You don't shoot the guy for doing it.
Why not? If that man came at me with a bottle or a brick, what do you think I'd do?
At you. Okay, but have you broken up fights without shooting a guy?
So how's that? So have white cops.
Okay.
Eddie, my
I gotta
point...
hit you with a heavy one now.
All right, my point... All right.
Gotta hit you.
Do what you want to do.
That little Glover boy.
My point...
10... What, was he, 9, 10?
The little... All right, that's fine.
All right.
How about the cop who was killed in the bar, Eddie, in Harlem? How about the cop who was killed in the bar but simply because he told a man to drop it, he and his partner told a man to drop the gun repeatedly, and the fool turned and the fool damn cop didn't fire?
How about
the cop get killed?
How about the black cops that were shot by the white cops because they were black and they didn't have a uniform on?
How about the white cop who was injured, who was brained? His brain, the guy's a vegetable today.
By who?
A black kid.
Well, okay.
My point, Eddie, is this. I know myself for a fact. There are certain conditions that I'll kill a man. There are no ways about it.
Grant you, okay.
All right, why? Why, Eddie?
I do believe in the next 20 years you might see one hell of a revolution in this country. Because it's not only affecting the minorities, it's starting to affect the working class, period. White and black. The working class white is failing just as bad as the working class black. Although the working class black man is the one who really gets it up the butt.
As far as the black man is concerned in this country, the black man has, or is currently now, reawakened to the fact that he's been cheated. He's been cheated for over 200 years with the so-called American dream of independence. It's never really been his at all.
I don't feel that the black-white issue will ever be solved as long as there are people walking the face of this earth.
Race and revolution seem to be the the themes that go through this segment. When your father told the story about what he had gone through as a Marine, being denied service in a restaurant, and what your folks say right now, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about that story with your dad and the Marine Corps? Karen?
I am proud of my color. And if anybody's going to give me a remark like, well, I'm not serving you because you're black or something like that, I will get mad. I'm proud of what I am, and I'm going to stick to that.
Do you feel oppressed?
I personally don't feel oppressed, but I didn't forget where I came from either. I'll never forget where I came from and who I am and what I am. I'm black, and I'll always be black.
Stay there. Sit. Lay down on them kids. Sit down. And stay there.
.366 clipped the man with the gun.
Out there, the two of them.
Still out there now?
One of them got a big...
You want to try and show us?
Anything up there?
Who's grandfather? Papa paid $200. He paid $200 for a suit?
He told me he did.
$200 for one suit? What color is it? Made out of gold or something?
Hey, yeah. Listen to him. Wait a minute. Listen to what he wants. The brown one. He wants to be laid out in it. What? He wants to be... Wait a minute. Now I don't feel like cooking anymore. That's it. The brown one. He wants to be laid out in it. And
What, is he going someplace?
When the bury him, he wants to put the white one on him. That's what he wants to be buried.
Oh, who does he
I
think
say, you
changing him?
I say, you fool, who gonna cut up all these suits that I ain't putting on?
You cut up your clothes?
They split them open. They don't put them over your head.
I didn't know that.
I never heard that before.
I never knew that.
You know, they slice your clothes right open. All your clothes, everything.
In other words, if you feel like you're going to go, you better put on what you want to be laid out in. I never knew that. Honestly, I never knew that.
Get that water right there. Stop that water right there.
What started this?
Papa wear a brown suit.
Laid out in
Brown suit.
And he
buried in the white one.
in the white one.
Laid out in the brown suit.
I said, honey, there ain't gonna be one suit cut up.
Which one's that, the white one?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't want to. I'm not interested in that now. We want to save your eyesight.
You're gonna have to keep your eyes open.
Open
Okay?
your eyes.
Oh,
All right,
shit.
take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Oh, Lord, no, that cold water burning my eye more than it would have been burning me before.
All right, listen, pull it. Let us call an ambulance. Come on. Let's get her over to the hospital.
I ain't going to hospital.
You don't want to go to the hospital?
No.
You sure?
Positive.
All right, hold your head, son. Hold your head, son. Why don't you want to go to the hospital?
That's the way I am. I don't know. I've been...
What are you afraid of?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I've been going to the hospital too many times. I'm a very sick woman anyway.
Would you rather lose your eyesight?
Like this kind of job happened to me.
All right, blink your eyes a couple, let them tear. Blink them up and down, let them tear a little bit. That's right, keep doing it. Keep doing it a couple times so that you can save your eyesight.
I know that'll be another half an hour. I know, I'll fix it. Okay, so I know about 7:30, I know you'll be here. But Terry, hurry up. Okay, all right, bye. Oh, Mama.
I don't know.
She just disappeared? Ma, when Daddy coming home? I'm tired of waiting for dinner.
It's hard on a woman. It's hard on a wife. You have that you wind up with all your friends being It gets to a point where they just
just don't understand. You can't understand the excuses you're giving. Not going to this, the wedding, and not going to the, cousin's christening, cousin's son's christening. They're important to watch. The social aspect. What do you mean you made a collar? Why couldn't somebody else make the collar? And things like that. It's not the wife's fault, in my opinion. It's not the wife's fault, and it's not the cop's fault. It's just, it's hard to be a cop's wife. It's harder to be a cop's wife than to be a cop.
What do you think of when you hear this song?
What do I think? Senior prom, right? 1940 what?
That's what they call the generation gap.
30.
Peggy and I used to dance very often the first time we met. We didn't do any dancing. She was upset with me because she wanted to dance with me. I wanted to dance with her, but I was very shy. Well, after the dance was over, our friends got to rapping and they began to introduce us to each other. And from there, it progressed to marriage.
What did she look like? What did she pen out?
She's a beauty.
I'm going back out. Oh, you are? Yeah, you can leave it open.
You got glasses? I'll get some.
3 glasses. Karen upstairs? No.
Come on.
I can sit over. I can sit.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. The lawmakers true long thankful will be back for seed nation for everybody for Christ's sakes.
I don't know about anybody else.
What's this for? Where are the other people?
How many people? Karen is gone. Derek, I don't know where he went.
Well, Derek been gone all day.
So I'm not going to worry about it.
Derek been gone all day.
I'll have to find out about those suits again.
What?
Did you ask him?
Good.
He told me he wanted to be laid out in a brown suit and buried in the white suit.
He gave you a job, huh?
Who, me? Mm-hmm. Where are you going to be? Laid out?
Yes, you're going to be out, too.
But I didn't know that they cut your clothes in the back.
Spit them right down the back.
I don't know. You want to talk about it now?
No way, this way.
She looks charming.
Thank you.
You look good in it. John, you look good in it.
Thank you. Put this up there. Hey, what do you want to hear? How about a little Party Show Begin to Begin? You start off. That's it. You got it.
Vodka and water? Okay, vodka and water, please.
Well, you look like a black Billy the Kid tonight.
There you go. There you go. You see my Derringers? How about my 44 Max? As soon as I can find it.
You feel anger because you know he's late. But once he's home, I don't know, it seems to disappear. It's not there anymore. It's like a spell. Like somebody casts a spell over you, and when he's home, it's lifted.
love? Can love be broken down into words? Can we define love? Can there be people in love? Here's the way the American Historic Dictionary of the English language defines love. An affection, concern for another person, a strong liking for something. Now here's the way I define love. Love is being with someone you care for. Love is being someplace with hundreds of people around, and it feels as if you and your mate are the only two on earth. Love is knowing when you need someone, that special person is there. Love can bring happiness. So yes, love can be broken down into words. Yes, we can define love. And yes, there are people in love.
Let me ask you something.
I know, I knew it. I knew it.
Light of you.
Folks, how you doing? Can I buy you a drink? Can I buy you a drink? Can I buy you both a drink? You all set? How about a backup, just in case? Okay. Joe? As I speak to you, I'll be glad when it's over. With you. Joe, how about a refill? You ready? I know. Huh? Oh, you're drinking a lot tonight. I know. It can't go on much longer. You know, I just thought of something. How is that going to sound on film? It can't go on much longer. That sounds complicated, don't it?
Okay, you know, in the first part, and I think throughout, you made the point that you want to spend more time at home. And here we see a time when you make a choice not to be there. Now, tell me about that.
I would like to see more of the family together. I mean, not only Peggy and I, but all of us, you know. Yet because of, you know, the way I feel about the job, is the personnel on the job, there are other times when you'll make a decision to join these guys, you know, relaxation after work. It's sort of like a loyalty type of thing, where, well, hey, you know, the guys are going out for a couple of beers after work, and I think I'll go and join them, you know.
What about that line at the end, that it can't go on much longer?
You know, I wondered about that myself. I don't even know what I was talking about at that point. I don't recall exactly what it was.
It sounded like he was having an affair.
Is that what it sounded like, really?
Yeah.
What was that?
It sounded like you were having an affair, and then you thought about it. What would it sound like on film?
Jeez, I hope nobody else gets that impression.
Is there anything that you learned about yourselves in watching the film?
Well, it wouldn't be about myself, but it did make me, let's put it this way. I'm a little more aware now of the type of situations that my husband can get into out in the street when he leaves home. Like, it's different to have him tell me the story
but it's one thing to actually see it. The tension, the excitement, the yelling, the crowds. I mean, it really gave me a lot to think about.
Why did you do the film in the first place?
It occurred to me when we were making a decision about this, it would give, here again we get back to the black and white issue again, it would give white America a chance to see how blacks live, or some blacks live.
And what the values actually are rather than hearsay.
That we're striving for the same thing that they are.
Was there anything you would quibble with or change in it?
I would be at the bar. Love is one thing, but this is ridiculous.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, me too.